Welcome to Sports Talk with L-Beasley, and I'm here to discuss, my hometown teams anyway, Michigan and Michigan State. Now, Michigan just got done playing Alabama, just got done getting blown out by Alabama 41-14. So I'm going to start off with Michigan, and let me start off saying, I am not surprised that Michigan lost this game. I picked Michigan to lose. Some people ask me on Twitter, who you picking? I picked Michigan to lose. I picked Alabama. It's no disrespect. I mean, I know you say, how you a Wolverine fan, you'd pick them to win. Because I'm a logical, reasonable Wolverine fan. I know what I'm doing here. Just because I love my Wolverines doesn't mean that I think they're going to beat Alabama. Like I said, now I actually expected them to put up a little bit better of a fight. That was the main thing I was looking for out of Michigan this game. I wasn't looking for them to win. I just wanted to see more of a fight and see what they were going to do in this game. Unfortunately, I saw more bad than good. But let's just get into it. As far as Michigan offensively, I might as well start with that, especially since Denard was getting a lot of blame in this game. Did Denard play basically horribly? Yes. Is this a surprise? No, not really. I mean, I had a chance to look at a couple of Denard's games from high school. Couldn't throw back then. He couldn't throw when he got here. I mean, I don't know why anybody's surprised that he's not throwing accurately. So that's the main thing I'm always watching when I watch Denard. Can he throw? Is he throwing accurately? He throws a lot of inaccurate passes, but that's just Denard. I've just come to terms with that at this point. But, Nick Saban understands that. Any team who plays Michigan needs to understand, basically, you're just basically trying to make Denard beat you with his arm. But at the end of the day, it wasn't all a Denard Robinson fail. And that was the thing I didn't like necessarily on Twitter. I saw a lot of people on Twitter, it's all Denard Robinson's fault. They lost the game to Denard Robinson. No, they didn't. This was a team effort loss. Offensively, as far as the offensive line was horrible. I can't get mad at Michigan running backs for only getting 68 yards rushing when the O-line didn't do anything to help you get past the line of scrimmage. I can't do that. I wanted to get mad at Vincent Smith and Thomas Ross, but when I really think about it and look back at the film, it's like, well, I can't really do that. Y'all didn't get past the line of scrimmage. Maybe 2 yards ahead of the line of scrimmage. That's not your fault. Defense is right there waiting on you, and obviously it's Alabama. Alabama's one of the top defenses in the country. Come on, let's be real. Alabama has a legit defense. This is not an easy defense to score on. I think that big drive that Michigan had, that 75-yard drive where Denard ended up rushing for the touchdown in the end zone, that was like the biggest drive that Alabama has allowed since 2010. So, like I said, that's not an easy job to score against Alabama. But at the end of the day, I was very disappointed with the offensive line. They gave Denard Robinson sometimes as far as in the pocket, but when it came down to helping the runners, running backs, it was just no help at all. Receiving wise, it was a little, that goes back to Denard. A lot of times players were open. Denard just threw an inaccurate pass, but a couple times when he did throw it on the money, or he did, keyword, a couple times, when he did throw it on the money, sometimes the receiver didn't make the play, or sometimes Alabama defenders just made better plays. But, Roy Roundtree, who's, supposed to be the kind of the go-to receiver for Michigan, I didn't see any really good things out of him. He wasn't really throwing the ball that much either, but at the end of the day, I didn't see that much. So hopefully he'll improve. But I was impressed with Jeremy Gallon, the 5'8" receiver, who had four receptions and 107 yards. He was very impressive. Like I said, 5'8", very athletic. He also did pretty decent on the punt return as well, so that was nice to see. Also, big ups to Dennis Norfleet, the freshman Dennis Norfleet, number 26, I believe, on Michigan. Yeah, number 26 on Michigan. He did great on the kick return. He racked up 174 yards. He was very impressive on kick return. This is somebody, Michigan fans, or just people who, when you play Michigan, whatever, your team play Michigan, this is the person to look out for. Cause he's definitely he has great speed, great agility, and great vision. You saw the game tonight, you saw that. So, big ups to Dennis Norfleet for his great performance. He did a great job on kick return, as a freshman. Very impressive. And then even defensively with Michigan, I was very disappointed. Now, Michigan has not had a top defense in some years. But at the end of the day, I was very disappointed with the tackling, with the effort. TJ Yeldon and Jalston Fowler ran, and Eddie Lacy. 3 running backs ran all over Michigan's defense. It was very embarrassing, more than anything. Like I said, to miss the tackles and things like that, it just sloppy tackling. It was not a good sight to see. Secondary wise, I'm not too surprised. Losing Blake Countess was huge because Avery got exposed for Michigan. Once Blake Countess went out, which hopefully Blake Countess is okay, because That's a huge piece to Michigan's defense, especially in that secondary. Blake Countess is a huge piece. Hopefully he's okay. Left with a knee injury. He did not return, so hopefully he's okay. And lastly, I didn't even like the fact that the quarterback, McAaron, he got all day. I didn't like that. He got all day. I think he got rushed maybe 3 times, sacked twice. So I didn't like the fact, that he did not get pressured at all. He had all day in the pocket, which was another main reason that Alabama's offense was was able to get going. But at the end of the day, the running game ran over Michigan's defense, and the passing game ran over Michigan's defense. So that was just not a good sight to see. But at the end of the day, one thing I can say about Michigan, they never stopped fighting. They didn't. Most teams, they give up, they let it go, they just say, forget it, we're moving on, or they pouting. Michigan kept going and going and going, and that's something I can always respect about Michigan. It's something I can always respect about Denard Robinson. Denard Robinson wants to stay in the game. Denard Robinson gets hurt, he wants to come back, and it's just the way Michigan is. And if I'm Michigan at this point, you got to move on. You got a tough schedule this year, mainly due to Brady Hoke just, wanting a tough schedule. That's one thing I love about Brady Hoke. He does not play when it comes to these schedules. He wants a tough schedule. He wants to challenge himself. He wants to challenge teams. And these are the moments that I look at as a scout and as an analyst. I'm looking at the way players respond. With Denard, yeah, he threw some picks, but you know what? He just kept going, and that's something I can always respect. Is he a good quarterback? Heck no. He's not a good quarterback at all. I personally would prefer to see him more at a receiver position with that burst of speed. But at the end of the day, he's not a quarterback, but he's there. The other thing I can respect about him, like I said, he messes up, he throws a pick, it stays with him, but at the end of the day, he lets it go. He goes back out there and he does what he needs to do. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But if I'm Michigan as a team, y'all got to face this adversity and move on. Y'all play Air Force next week. After that, y'all play Massachusetts. And then after that, you play Notre Dame. And then after Notre Dame, you head into Big Ten play. So this is not the time to start feeling sorry for yourself that you got embarrassed on national television. You move on and you get ready for your next game. That's what Michigan needs to do. Like I said, these are the games that I watch. After you get embarrassed by Alabama, fine. You tested yourself. You learn what things you need to do better. Fine. What are you going to do now that you have that on? Are you going to come in the Air Force? You're going to come to play the Air Force and really, do your thing. You got to get this win under your belt. Same thing with Massachusetts and Notre Dame and so on and so forth. Let's see what you do, how you face adversity. So, Michigan, my advice to you, let it go, learn from it, move on. That's all really you can do. Get ready for the next game if I'm Michigan. Like I said, I saw some nice things, and I saw a lot of bad, but you got to fix it. That's just the way it is. Moving on to Michigan State. Play Boise State. This was pretty much the game for me, the game of the quarterbacks. Like I said, anybody who follows college football knows that Michigan State lost Kirk Cousins to the NFL, and then Boise State lost Kellen Moore to the NFL. So this is two teams who lost great quarterbacks, great leaders. I want to see how they respond. As far as Boise State, their quarterback played, I thought, pretty decent game. He played a very decent game for me. But Michigan State's quarterback, he completed 22 out of his 38 passing attempts. He had a total of 248 passing yards, which was impressive. But he had 3 interceptions, which was more my issue. 3 interceptions. And I know some people were still happy because Le'Veon Bell, the running back from Michigan State, was phenomenal. He had 44 carries for 210 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns, which was very impressive. I was very impressed with Le'Veon Bell. I can't say I'm surprised, but he was very impressive. And even, the receivers, Deion Sims, Tony Lippett, they were impressive as well. But at the end of the day, if I'm Michigan State, my concern is I guess you could say my concern is you can't run it all the time. That was something that makes Michigan State what they are today, the fact that they were a team who were basically a dual threat. They could run the ball against you, and they could pass the ball against you. And that's the question that you kind of have with Michigan State right now with Maxwell is, can he come into these games and pass consistently without turning the ball over? Because let's be real, if Boise State had taken advantage of those turnovers better, they win that game. So that's my whole thing with Michigan State. I love Le'Veon Bell, but I wouldn't feel comfortable giving that man 44 carries all the time or even more for a consistent season, because then I'm more worried about, can he handle that type of thing on a consistent basis. Like I said, running him like that at the college level in a rough competitive conference like Big Ten Conference, I wouldn't try that. So that's the thing I'm looking for with Michigan State. Like I said, they have good receivers. Yes. Like I said, Michigan State lost some key people. Like I said, you lost your quarterback in Kirk Cousins. You lost some key receivers in B.J. Cunningham and Keyshawn Martin. That's true. But at the end of the day, you still got some good receivers in Tony Lippett, Deion Sims. You got to take it. Even Le'Veon Bell can be used as a receiver at times. He's pretty decent. He does a pretty decent job of doing that as well. So, if I'm Michigan State fan, that's my concern. I'm more worried about Maxwell. Can he play on a consistent basis? Because I do not like the fact that you're going to have Le'Veon Bell running 80, 60. I mean, anything more than 60%, if even that, of the ball, I'd be concerned about if I'm a Michigan State fan. You do not want this kid running the ball 24/7 for the entire season. That's not a good sign. So that's the whole thing with Michigan State. Like I said, I'm not here dogging, even though I'm a Michigan fan. A win's a win. Like I said, win's a win, a loss is a loss. Michigan State, as far as their schedule, they kind of got some tough games. They play Central Michigan next. And like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say Central Michigan is an easy win, because it's not. Central Michigan has always been one of the top teams in the MAC conference. I mean, that's not an easy game, but I do expect Michigan State to win that game. Then they head to Notre Dame, and then they play Eastern Michigan, and then their first game in Big Ten play is against Ohio State. So, Michigan State, at the end of the day, they got to handle their business too. So like I said, I'm looking for consistency from both teams this year. I said both teams have lost some things, whether it's offensively or defensively, if not both. And when I say consistency, I'm speaking of the consistency, first off, of the quarterbacks. For the Michigan Wolverines, the question is still going to be a big thing. Can Denard Robinson play at a consistent level? And can he throw accurately? Can he help his team win when he has to go through the air instead of running? Those are some of the questions for Michigan. Consistency of the defense, consistency of the offensive line, consistency just period of that team. And even with Michigan State, it's the same thing. Maxwell is the new quarterback there. Can he be a consistent quarterback? Can he make plays for his team? Can he be that leader that Kirk Cousins was? Not the exact same person that Kirk Cousins was, because nobody can be Kirk Cousins. But can he be that leader? Can he throw the ball consistently and accurately enough to help his team out, so Le'Veon Bell is not running the ball 80-90% of the time? Those are the concerns that I am focused on when it comes to Michigan State, and that is the thing that I'm looking for: consistency. Both teams are lucky to have great coaches. Michigan has a great coach in Brady Hoke. Michigan State has a great coach in Mike D'Antoni. So both are lucky, but at the end of the day, I'm looking at consistency from both teams. Consistency is the main thing I'm looking at. This is a tough conference. Big Ten conference is not easy. You got Ohio State, you got Nebraska, you got Wisconsin, you got sleeper teams like Northwestern and Illinois, and who can pull upset at any time. So this is not a conference that you can just blow past. This is a tough conference. I'm looking forward to seeing what both these teams can do. But at the end of the day, those are my thoughts. I want to thank you for tuning in on this episode. I want to know your comments on the whole thing. If you agree, if you disagree, why or why not, be sure to let me know. Do not hesitate. And guys, remember, Sports Talk with L-Beasley is on Skype. So if you want to be a guest on my show, do not hesitate to let me know. Remember, all my contact information is on the credits. So let me know if you want to be a guest, whether it's video or audio. All you got to do is hop on Skype with me. We can have an episode and we can talk about what you want to talk about. So let me know. Go check out MoneyballSportswear.com. I cannot stress that enough. Check out their website, MoneyballSportswear.com. I'm not repping gear today because I'm repping Michigan. You have to rep my Michigan Wolverines. But at the end of the day, go check out MoneyballSportswear.com. They got some cold gear, guys, that you're gonna love. Very comfortable as well, and also very affordable. You're gonna love it. Go check it out. Once again, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. This won't be the last time you see me talking about college football. Plenty of great matchups, plenty of great games coming up. So you're gonna see me talk about that. College basketball is also right around the corner, so you'll definitely see me talk about that as well. So definitely tune in for that. Thank you for tuning in. Talk to you guys soon.